Coach, a 12-1 run over the last 5:15 of that game. Just what was Illinois State doing so well down the stretch and pull away?
Well, without looking at the film, obviously we have to do a better job executing offensively, getting the right people with the ball in the right spots. Defensively, with the game on the line, we just got to be more assignment correct. We've got to have the edge that you need to get big stops and big rebounds. So ultimately, I have to do a better job of getting the result that's needed in those situations, whether it's a great look at the rim, whether it's a big-time stop. And there's a lot of details that go into that. That's so many possessions for so I can't give you one answer other than just not a very well-executed finish by our group.
You played some zone. You tried to be more aggressive with the defense today. You think it worked at times, didn't work at times? What do you think?
Well, we went zone one possession. They got an and one. But I thought our press early got us playing hard. Now, unfortunately gave up points in the paint. We sent them to the foul line. But I don't think that from an overall defensive standpoint that it had too much of an impact on the game because we weren't quite getting points off of it. And so what we were doing was we were getting mismatches defensively. Guys were driving us and things of that nature. And that's why we elected to double team the post in the first half too, because they got a guy down there that can really score. So second half, I thought, especially the start of the second half, our defense was a lot better. We held them to 15 points for most of that half. But we just quite couldn't get the big stops and execute down the stretch. So just trying to get the guys, just trying to get them turned up.
Offensively, another tough shooting day. Olsen struggles. Beyond he and Donnie, you're really searching, it seems like, for a third option. Offensively, what can you do right now?
I think, number one, we need to throw the ball inside more. And unfortunately, I've been unable to get that message across. But we definitely need to throw the basketball inside more and play through the post. And I think that would help some of our offensive deficiencies at the moment. We didn't play a few of our better offensive players tonight. And so we knew that we would struggle to score a little bit, but we should have thrown the ball inside a little bit more and take some pressure off of the perimeter with Austin and try to get Donnie in more isolated post-ups against, whatever matchup he might have. So, again, just have to get it. I have to do a better job. I mean, that's the bottom line.
And Matt and Chance were good early in the year. They've struggled lately, no secret. How do you get those guys back? What do you do to get them back involved offensively? Or can you at this point?
If I had that answer, I would have did it January 1st. I would have did it December 26th, whatever that day was when we came back. Now it's ultimately my job to have that answer, so I'll continue to search for it. But I do feel like those guys are talented players, and I need to get them playing better. I really do.
It seems like the effort we talked about last time we were in here following that Murray State loss, it seems like that's been improved since over the last 3 games. You beat Evansville. Don't think the effort was questioned too much in the Indiana State or tonight. So what have you seen that from your guys if they got that message?
Yeah, we played hard. We just didn't compete, and there's a big difference. And But the guys played hard. But this level of basketball is about competing, and unfortunately, I don't have my team competing right now, and that's what you got to get done. And but I do think that tonight they played hard.
Coach, is it hard for these losses just because, this was a game where you were there, you had a lead, you had momentum, and then the ball just didn't bounce your way? Do you look at the guys and say, hey, we fought, but like you said, you didn't compete. What's the difference, I guess? Yeah,
there's a big difference. We probably don't have enough time. The way we're playing is hard. If we were playing well and not winning, you could live with that. But the way we're playing is what's hard, and then trying to figure out why you're playing that way, and then not being able to change it. So I mean, like, you keep adding these layers onto it, but it's ultimately about how we are playing, because that's what you have control over. Sometimes you don't have control over win-loss. If we play our best and another team plays their best, they may beat us. But unfortunately for us, we just haven't played good basketball. And what makes it even harder is having seen this team play good basketball before. Like some teams that lose or go on streaks, they haven't played good ball all year. But you got a group in ours that showed that they can play good ball, and ultimately that's what makes it hard. So again, I've got to get them playing good ball.
What gives you the confidence that you can get them competitive again?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of faith, number one. And then number two, I have a lot of faith in the players. And we have to continue to work hard and keep the faith. And ultimately, things will turn in our favor. But, like I've told the guys, it's a shared responsibility. It's not just coaching and preparation and adjustments and motivation and inspiration from myself, the staff. It's some competing and some execution and some playmaking on their behalf too. So I mean, there are a lot of things that go into it, but I have a strong faith, and I don't have a doubt that we work hard, and so we just need those things to create some type of shift.
All right, Coach.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah, I did. Not to pick on Donovan or anything, he's the leading scorer at 19 points. I guess if you look at it, though, he also has the worst plus minus at minus 15. How can you, like, as a fan, it's hard to understand why that happened. Why did that happen?
So plus minus is about two things. It's about stops and taking care of the ball. And plus minus has nothing to do with how many points you score. And it is a very important stat, because it oftentimes tells the tale. Like when you go back and watch the film, you can see certain blown executions by A, B, or C player, and sometimes it correlates with that plus minus. Now, some guys that don't play consistently or play a lot of minutes in that game, sometimes they kind of get an unfair plus minus, right? You put him in, the team goes on a 4-0 run, you take him out, he's -4. Well, he was in for 1 minute. But it's all about in this conference, 50-50 balls, transition defense no matter what, and making your layups and free throws. And if you're on the floor for us when those three things are not happening, then you're going to have a negative plus minus. So it has zero to do with points. It's all about stops and taking care of the ball.
So, you got two guys here with almost 20 points, and everyone else is in single digits. Do you feel like in those last couple minutes that was the issue, is that you had those two scorers that got locked down, him and Mason? Is it as simple as that, or is there a lot more to it?
No, it's a lot more to it than that. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, you probably want one of those two guys taking the shots down the stretch, unless someone else is open. But there's two sides of the floor. If in the last 4 minutes of the game the score is 56-56, and you just keep getting stops, but you keep missing, the score is still 56-56, right? You still got an opportunity to do some things. And so for us, by not getting stops, it ends up altering what you do on the other end. If you come down, they went up 6 with like a minute something to go, then, you kind of got to do something else, as opposed to if that game was tied. It's a whole different offensive possession. So, those two guys, for the most part, will probably lead us in scoring. We probably need some other guys to chip in, but we don't just need other guys scoring right now. We need a lot of things to go well for us to play better.